Hello everyone, hope all is well and welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a good old shop my stash. I absolutely love doing these videos. I look forward to doing them all the time. I think it's really important to really enjoy the products you already have. And when I do these videos, I always feel like I get a huge jolt of inspiration because I feel like I can create whatever I feel like. So before we get into picking out the products, I would love for you to subscribe if you aren't already. It would mean so much to me, and let's get to it. Starting with my complexion products. For my primer, I think I want to use the Glossier Priming Moisturizer just because I really want to get through this. I'm almost done. And for my foundation, I haven't used the Pat McGrath one in forever and it needs to be used. I spent way too much money for it to just sit in my drawers. And for my concealer, I don't know which one I haven't used in a while. I think I'm going to use the Kaja Beauty Don't Settle. I used to love this stuff. I haven't used it in a minute because I've been back on the Milk Makeup one, which is my absolute favorite concealer of all time, but I want to revisit this one. For my bronzer, highlight, and blush, I think I'm going to pick out this from Guerlain, the Terracotta Bronzing Palette. I haven't used this in a really long time, and I do really love their bronzing formula. And for my blush, I want to give light to something I haven't used in a while. I think I'm going to take this guy, MAC Peaches. And then for my highlighter, I think I want to use my good old Dior Face and Body Glow. I love this stuff so much. For my lips, I really want to use the M Cosmetics Morning Dew Gloss. And I think I'm going to do like my classic, my favorite nude lip go-to lately, which is the M Cosmetics Morning Dew Gloss and the Morning Mocha Lip Cloud. And then I also like to overline slightly with the MAC Strip Down Liner. I'm feeling a tiny bit more bougie today, so I think I want to use my Pat McGrath Mothership 5 palette. I haven't used this one in a while. I always gravitate to this one right here, the Mothership 6, if I'm going for a Pat McGrath palette, because that one's a little bit more smoky and has a lot more depth. But this one's a lot more bronzy and it has more warm tones. So I'm going to take this one out. And then for my little eye extras, I'm going to pick out this Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner in the shade Distortion because it has some green in that. And I also want to take a brown liner because I want to make it a little bit smoky but a little bit softer. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Tattoo Studio pencil. For my mascara, definitely going to be using the Glossier Lash Slick for my bottom lashes and the Ilia mascara for my top. I haven't used my Pat McGrath eye dolls in a while, and I think I want to use this shade that's resting on top here, just for my transition shade maybe, but I think that's it for right now. Let's get to it. So I'm first going to put on this headband. I haven't used it yet. Dior sent this in a PR package. It's from Slip, so it's like a silk thing. And I've noticed that I've been getting a lot of breakage here from my clips, so I think I'm gonna have to switch to something like this. I'm actually really excited because I'm actually getting so much new hair growth right here. My vitamins are kicking in. I can't believe it. I'm losing my dad's hairline. All is good in the world. So the first product I want to go in with is the Glossier Priming Moisturizer. I love this stuff very much, as you can tell. It's just a nice, simple, thin moisturizer that is so nice under makeup. It just allows your makeup to glide on so smoothly and you feel hydrated all day. But it's just such a nice thin formula, like it's not too intense. I am so excited because yesterday me and my mom went shopping for house stuff, and I also picked out my flooring for my office. I'm going to be moving out within the next year or so, but I really want to start renovations, so when I move in I don't have to live in renovations, and it's just really hard to like film when there's like renovation noises. So I just want to get that all going while I'm still living with my parents. Now I'm going to go into my foundation. I chose the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation, and I'm using the shade Light 7. This stuff is just so good. I don't use it enough. I have this funny thing that I learned about myself this year is I have a fear, not a fear, I have like this thing that I don't want to run out of product. I just call it like a fear of running out just because it sounds a little funnier. But like when something is very luxurious and nice, I never want to reach for it. I don't know why, because I don't want to use it up because it's so expensive. And I don't want to repurchase it if I really love it, like this foundation. $90 Canadian for a foundation is absolutely insane, but it is so beautiful. I don't want to use it and love it so much that I would have to spend another $90 on a foundation, if that makes sense. So my brain is funny in that way. But I spent money on it. Like, I don't want it to rot in my drawers either, because I think I'd feel worse for that. So it's just a funny thing. I've done that with so many of my products, and I even notice when I get low on a product, like for example, this has been sitting in my drawer like this for months. And I just don't go for it because I don't like repurchasing products or running out of products. It's just such a funny thing. Are any of you like that as well? By the way, this is a Royal Langnickel complexion brush, the one that I always go in with. It's one of my favorite foundation brushes. And now I'm just gonna go over with my sponge. But going back to the renos, I am going to be hitting my office first because I think that's really important to me. Because as of right now, I work in my bedroom and I don't find it to be the healthiest. I find that I never get a break. I feel like whenever I find time to relax, I take up editing photos or videos or whatever. Like, I never ever take a break and actually relax. So when I get that office ready, I just want everything to do with work in there and have the rest of my house be my house and a relaxing, peaceful area. But anyways, I'm now going in with my concealer, and this is the Kaja Beauty Don't Settle in the shade 04 Waffles. I love this concealer because it's just such a nice thin formula, but it has such great coverage. I love this consistency. It's so lightweight, but it does pack a punch. So it just feels like you have nothing under your eyes. So anyways, what I would like to know is if you would like to see like a office makeover video or anything like that, where I take you along. Like, I think I'm gonna start tomorrow like painting, and then I'm gonna rip out the carpet that's in there and do all that. I would love to film it and show you guys if you're interested. I think it'd be fun. I think I would love to like look back on those type of videos. I would also love to do it for like my bedroom, the kitchen, the living room, all the rooms. I think it'd be so fun to like look back on those videos and see how it transformed and things like that, see what it was before. I realized I forgot to pick out a powder just because I already knew what powder I was going to be using, and it's the Milk Makeup one. I'm just going to put a tiny bit under my eyes to begin with. So while that sits and settles, I'm just gonna quickly do my brows and I will be right back. Okay, brows are on, and now I'm just gonna flick away the powder. And now on to bronzer. And for my bronzer, I chose the Guerlain Terracotta Contour and Glow palette. They do have like singles in their bronzers. I would recommend maybe picking up one of those because I don't really love the glow and blush in here. Did you guys know that Guerlain actually invented bronzers? That's something I learned recently and it blew my mind. So I'm just gonna take the middle shade right here, and I'm using my Noblet Cheek Shaper to blend that out. I really like their formula of bronzers because they're very buildable. So they just always look very natural and truly like a sun-kissed look. This brush is also amazing for those of you who are a little bit more heavy-handed when it comes to applying cheek products, because it is so soft that it doesn't really create any harsh lines no matter how much pressure you put on the actual brush. I might actually even dip into a little bit of this darker shade right here, just to kind of add a tiny bit more definition just on the outskirts of my face. For my highlighter, I chose the Dior Backstage Face and Body Glow in the shade Universal. I'm gonna just squirt a little bit on the back of my hand. You really don't need much of this. I'm gonna first apply it with my ring finger and then take a clean finger just to really buff out the edges so I don't apply any more product where I don't really want any. I think I'm gonna change my blush option. I don't think this is gonna suit the vibe I want today because I really wanna use this green/pink shade, and I don't really want to look like a watermelon today. Like, I feel like that's a little bit too summery. So the one I have on my mind right now is the Care Weiss one in the shade Desired Glow. I'm gonna apply that with this BH Cosmetics No. 3 brush. It's a nice angled blush brush, and I'm just gonna dab in there. This is just like a good everyday warm toned nude blush that kind of suits a lot of looks, and I think it'll just suit the vibe a lot better today. Plus, it's kind of good for me to not use peach blushes every single day of my life, you know? I'm also going to apply a little bit on the forehead just to kind of tie in the color everywhere, also on my chin. Okay, so the first thing I want to do with the eyes is go in with some of this Maybelline Tattoo liner, and I kind of want to apply this all over the lid. And I'm going to blend that out with this flat brush quickly. The Maybelline Tattoo liners, most of them are really incredible. Like, I really recommend the brown, the black, and a few others. But the navy one I used in my Nikki makeup video sucks, okay? I'm putting this down because I really want to lock in my eyeshadow. This looks really ugly at the moment, but it's really gonna help lock down my eyeshadow and make it look a lot more opaque and have a lot more depth, so it's gonna be really amazing. And I'm also gonna melt some on the back of my hand here. Kind of just do a little circle till it kind of melts and accumulates, and I take a little fluffy brush. This is a Smith 230, and I'm just gonna bring that into the crease lightly. This is also a really great trick if you have oilier eyelids. It's gonna really help to ultra lock in your eyeshadow. So now I'm just gonna dip into my eyeshadows now. I'm gonna start with Statuesque from Pat McGrath. And this is just the most beautiful transition shade. Her Idol formula just is so beautiful. And I'm just going to throw this into the crease. And then I'm going to dip into the palette now, and I'm going to take the deepest shade right here on this Anastasia A18 brush, the brush I kind of blended out the liner with. And I'm just going to really pack that into that liner, just so that it really locks in. And you can already tell how much depth there is to this combo I've got going on. Like, Pat McGrath shadows are very opaque to begin with. Just adding that dark base will just really make it look very luxurious. And then I'm going to move on to a smaller brush just so that I can work this on the lower portion. I'm also going to take that transition shade that we went in with, where the heck did it go, and run that on the lower portion. Now we're at the point that we're going to add the magic shade on top, and the shade I'm going to be using is VR Fire Opal, which is this one right here. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up because of the direct lighting I have going on, but it like starts off pink. Yeah, there, you can kind of see. And then it has a really intense green shift. It is one of the most beautiful eyeshadows I have in my collection. So I'm gonna take it on my finger. Hold on everyone, this is gonna be awesome. Oh, the glimmer. Just gonna pat this kind of on the center. I'm just gonna kind of knock off the glitter up here. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely insane. To really intensify that, although it already is super, super intense, I'm gonna just dampen a little brush just so that it's the most intense right near the lashes. Just gonna press it right here. And I really love how it works on top of this dark base that we worked so hard on underneath. So I feel like it just makes it look even more intense than on its own. Because on its own swatched, it's just so beautiful as well. It's just a lot more sheer. So there it is on my hand, but I'll show you right on this dark spot right here. So you can see how much it brings out that green. I want to see if this will make it even look cooler. This is the glitter liner I picked up from Urban Decay in the shade Distortion. I'm just going to add maybe a little bit right here. Make it even more glittery. And then for my inner corner highlight, I'm just going to take a little bit of whatever's left on the tip of my Dior highlighter here. And then I'm going to take my pinky finger with that green shade that we added on the lid. I'm just going to tap it on top. So you can really like transform this shade. It looks so different on the lid compared to right here on top of that champagne shade. I love how that looks. Now I'm going to quickly catch this eye up to speed, and I will be right back with the final look. I love this eye look so much, but now it's time for some mascara. I already applied it to this eye, but I'm going to be using the Ilia one for the top lashes, and here's the brush. It is just the best brush ever. I first apply it to my lashes with this side right here, just to really pack the product on, and then I take the little brush side right here to really comb out any clumps and make everything look a lot more lengthened. So I first really pack it on, really working it into those lashes, and then I'll flip it and just really comb them up. I love this mascara because it gives me volume as well as length. Seriously, one of the best. And then I'll take my glossy lash slick, and I love this for the bottom because you can either do like a very natural looking lash, or you can really chunk it up depending on your look and preference. Here are the eyes all finished. I cannot believe the dimension that is in that Pat McGrath shimmer shadow. It is insane. I want like a whole palette of hers with just her VR formula, because these are like so transformative and interesting to look at. So now for my lips, I chose the MAC Strip Down Lip Pencil, the Cosmetics Morning Dew Gloss, and the Morning Mocha Lip Cloud. This has been my favorite everyday nude combo. So I'm just gonna subtly overline my lips. And then I'll just color in the sides. And then I'll take the Morning Mocha shade from Cosmetics, and I kind of stamp it, and it smells like the most delicious mocha ever. Oh my gosh, it makes me want chocolate every time I open it. And then I'll just blend it out with my finger. These are the best liquid lipsticks on the market in my opinion. And then I'll do the same thing with the gloss. I'll kind of stamp it on in the center. And then I'll take my finger and stamp it to the outskirts so it's not super glossy. I just want like a sheen. And there we are. I look like a glam Hagrid. I absolutely love how this turned out, and I hope this video had some helpful information. Please let me know about the room makeovers and renovations and things like that if you'd like to see some content on that. I personally think it'd be super fun. I might even just do it for myself. But otherwise, that is all from me today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give this video a huge thumbs up. It would help me out so much. I'll make sure to link all the products I used in the description down below as always, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Love you. Bye!